Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just me tonight. I've been chatting with our good buddy Marsh here in the little chat room. I know after last week's somewhat explosive episode, people might be thinking, "Oh no, where's Ben?" He's just busy tonight. He's got things to do. Not really busy, but he's had a busy couple of days and needed the night off. And that's totally cool. Um, and yeah, yeah. Marsh says it's over. Final episode. No, 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 not at all. The thing is that before we used to do all this streaming stuff on YouTube, we would, we would still post our episode like, every week, but um, now that we're streaming, it becomes more apparent when our schedule has to change. So this has happened before where one of us just like, I need to take a break. And then we just record, later in the week, on the weekend, something like that. But I'm out of town for the weekend. And so it was kind of last minute. And so it was just like, you know what? We're just going to have to skip a week. And I thought, that's fine. It's no big deal. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want with it. But I like streaming. I like talking to you guys. So far we've only got two people watching, which is fine. We've got Marsh here. You can see he's in the chat there, saying stuff. Which this whole chat thing here, if people like that, let me know because I think I can include that whenever we do an episode. Might have to resize it when we have Ben going. Ben in here, I don't know, it might be small or in the corner or something, but we could figure something out, I think, to include people. I think that might be kind of cool. So anyway, I'm just here. Just want to chat, see what's going on. Trying to think about what has been going on. So the last several episodes, we've had guests on. We've had we had Clint on last week. The week before that was that the week with Iota? No, before that it was with Devin. No, it was just Ben and I. So last week was Clint. The week before that it was just Ben and I. The week before that was Devin. And before that, no, it was Iota. And then before that it was Devin. We've had lots of guests on recently. So we haven't been able to really do the thing where we talk just normally. And so there's a thing happening this weekend where I'm going out of town that's been kind of a big deal. My wife and I decided to do this thing called Pack Up and Go. I think there's a website. Let me just see if I can find it real fast. What you do is you send them a pile of money and say, plan a vacation for me. And they do. Let's see, I think it's just Pack Up and Go. No, that's not a real domain. Oh, geez, did they steal all of our money? Let me Google this one more time. Let's see, Pack Up and Go. Oh, it's just called Pack Up Go. Okay, so packupgo.com. That's where you want to go. So you go on there and you say, hey, here's a bunch of money. You pick a tier pretty much, and you throw a bunch of money at them, and they plan a vacation for you. They plan a vacation for you, and they say, they send you kind of a questionnaire that's where do you want to, not where do you want to go, but like, what do you like to do? What's your time schedule? What's near you that you've already been to? What have you done a lot of so that we won't send you to do something like that? And so my wife and I decided to do this because whenever it comes to vacation time, she is a huge, huge planner. She plans down to the nanosecond of everything that we're going to do. And it really stresses her out, like a lot. Like by the time it's vacation time, she has spent so much time in vacation world in her head that she's done. So we thought, doing this might be a good way to take the stress off of her from planning. And by the way, I can't plan. That's not my choice. It's her choice. She has to plan. So I have to plan, or no, so she has to plan. So we decided, okay, let's just try to do a vacation where she is not planning at all. So packupgo.com. It's a thing that she heard on, I want to say it was NPR or something like that, and then it popped up again like on her Flipboard. There's the app on the phone, Flipboard. And so we signed up and we did the 3 days, and I think it was $750 per person was the tier that we did. And they go up to like several $1,000s in like longer times. But you pretty much say, here's the money, here's the stuff we like to do, here's the stuff that we've done lately, here's the stuff we don't like to do. Plan a vacation. And one of the things they do is they say, okay, because you're only going to be on vacation for 3 days, your travel time is going to be at max 4 hours. So they're not going to send us to like Australia or anything crazy like that. Not that Australia is crazy. I've just, seen pictures of spiders and snakes and stuff. So the other thing is they keep it a secret, or you're supposed to. Yeah, they keep it a secret. You're supposed to keep it a secret. You don't have to, but you're supposed to keep it a secret. What they do is they plan everything on the back end. They plan your travel. They plan where you're going to stay. And then they're going to give you a list of all the things that will be in the area that you can do. Because they know that, well, they don't know, but it's possible that you're not going to have a car or anything. So like, oh, hey, here's ways to travel. And okay, you said you liked, food and bars and hiking and whatever. So, here's all the stuff near you. And so they don't pay for that stuff, but they do all the research and find like, the good bars and the good food and the good hiking trails or whatever. Whiskey tonight. So they, one person watching, hey, Marsh, I think it's just you and me. I've bored everyone to tears. Anyways, and by the way, this is not like a paid advertisement or anything. It's just something I want to chat about. So what they do, internet dropped out for the past 5 minutes. Oh, that is weird. Huh. I wonder if it was on my end. Doesn't look like anything weird happened on my end. Let me adjust something here. Whoa. No, everything still looks good on my end. I don't know. Just the internet being the internet, I guess. Just shift that back over. There we go. So we got an email. So we did this months ago. Talking to yourself. Yeah, it's just me talking to myself. So we planned this months ago. Like 3 months ago, we signed up for this, and we're doing it this weekend. This weekend is my wife's birthday, and so Marcia's looking up the trip thing. Yeah, it's pretty great if you don't like planning things, but yet you like travel. We'll see. Like we're going this weekend. I'll come back and do like a full report. So we'll see if it was worth it or not. But packupgo.com. Please give us money for advertisement. If this turns out to be a real episode, which it won't. Anyway, oh look, 4 people are watching now. Hey, it looks like the internet came back for everyone. Hi everybody. Go in the chat and say hi like Marcia's. You'll show up and you'll be part of the show over here. So we got an email a few weeks ago that was like, hey, you guys, it's almost time for your trip. Here's some hints about where you're going. And they gave us for the 3 days, they gave us what the weather was going to be, which is going to be in the high 80s in the day and in the mid 60s at night for the 3 days. No rain or anything, just good old sunshine. And said like bring walking shoes because the city is walking friendly, and bring your hunger because there's lots of good food here. And then it also said that our package is going to be arriving in the mail. So now we've been like, waiting like, oh, when's it going to come? What's it going to have in it? And so we got the package. The package came in yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And it said, it's a big old thing. It says, pack up and go on it. And it says, open for your surprise. So we haven't opened it. We don't know what's inside. That's over here. No, I don't know. So Marsh, you live way over in what, like Michigan, right? Or Wisconsin, somewhere over there. One of them flyover places. I doubt that's like a 4-hour flight. I don't know. Is it? I have no idea. we have like we were able to say, nearby is San Luis, and San Luis has an airport. And so we told them like, hey, if you're gonna fly us anywhere, please fly us from here. And that airport only goes to 3 places. So we're like, okay, Michigan. There you go. And it only goes to San Francisco, Phoenix, and San Diego, I think. It goes to like the 3 main hubs, and then from there, your flight, you'll change flights and go on. So I kind of doubt that you'll be able to we'll be able to get all the way over to Michigan. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but you say it's not walking friendly, so probably not. Excuse me while I check my Facebook right quick because somebody commented on something and I want to see if it has to do with this episode or not. It doesn't. Okay. So anyways, that's what my wife and I are going to be doing this weekend. Leaving the kid with the grandparents, which will be fun. And yeah, that's good times. What else has been going on? Let me think. Not much Star Wars news as of late. I'm trying to think about that. They released some new posters, like all the character posters for Rogue One, because Rogue One's coming out December 19th, December 16th, something like that. So yeah, a bunch of, little bits of news is coming out about that. There's been like supercuts online of people taking all of the trailers and kind of, trying to put them in chronological order. I haven't watched that one because they said it was kind of spoilery, which I can definitely see. So still excited about that. I've been watching the 3rd season of Rebels, which if you're not watching that and you're a Star Wars fan, you are doing life incorrectly. And special shout out and thanks to Ben for giving me his login for that, allegedly. So you can sign on to the thing on my phone and I watch it there. So this season so there was big fallout from last season. The paradigm kind of shift, which between the 1st and 2nd season, the same thing happened. Marsh found a 10-year-old Naboo starfighter, like 10-year-old. Man, that is old now, isn't it? I don't think about Phantom Menace coming out that long ago, but I guess it did. Phantom Menace. What year did that come out? Was it 99? Yeah, 1999. Jeez. 17 years ago? 18 years ago? Man. Let's see what IMDb has to say about that. Oh, here's a nice little recap. 2 Jedi Knights escape a hostile blockade to find allies and come across a young boy who may bring balance to the Force. But the long-dormant Sith resurface to reclaim their old glory. There you go. So recently on Reddit, I saw that someone did like a Photoshop of Ewan McGregor as old Obi-Wan. Looked amazing. There's been all these rumors that Ewan McGregor is trying to get an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie made, and it needs to happen because that Photoshop, which it was this old image of Sir Alec Guinness from the set. It wasn't a scene from the movie, but it was on the set, and they just kind of took his face out, put in Ewan McGregor's face, and kind of adjusted the hair and stuff around him. Looks really cool. It looks spot on. Not spot on, but like it looks like it. I mean, they kind of look similar. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's just the clothes and the hairstyle, that kind of stuff, but they certainly looked kind of similar. And I'm just like, that would be so great to just have an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. There have been, because everything's in canon now, there hasn't been much written about what Obi-Wan did just hanging out on Tatooine or if he did other things. I've always thought like maybe he left for a while, like maybe he was there and he was like, I got to watch this kid, but he's an infant. Like I'm raising a child now and she doesn't do much. She just kind of runs around and yells, poops. Luke did the same thing. I'm sure it is with his aunt and uncle. So there's got to be like some younger old Obi-Wan stories. Hold on here. Text message. Oh, text message from wife. Hold on, everybody. Okay, sorry about that. Life gets in the way sometimes. Uh, what was I talking about? Oh, so like maybe there was something where like Obi-Wan's there. He's like, there's this child. There's not shit I can do with him. Maybe I should go and try to find other Jedi or go do other things like, um, bone and a half kids. Now we got Ray Lol. I don't know what you're saying there, Marsh. You don't want to spell check or grammar check that thing. Oh, so Martine just texted me that her mother is listening on Facebook. Intrigue that you're cutting out when you say where we're going. I'm not saying where we're going at all. Maureen, I know you're listening now. Look, maybe the internet cut out or something, but we don't know where we're going yet. I stated that earlier. So stop trying to stir the pot. I know what she's trying to do. I know what you're trying to do, Maureen. You're trying to get Martine to be like, oh yeah, well we know where we're going. I guess if Steven's talking about it, I guess I'll tell you. We don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know where we're going. So yeah, a young Obi-Wan. I mean, youngish. I mean, he's oldish by the end of um, uh, what's it called? Revenge of the Sith. Anyways, but I mean, I think it'd be cool. It'd be an interesting story to have him there, like looking at the kid off in the distance, and the kid's just rolling around in the dirt with droids or whatever, and the uncle's yelling at him, and he goes, "Man, I gotta get out of here," and have him leave and go on adventures. I mean, that's 20 years worth of stuff that Obi-Wan could be doing. That's easily a trilogy of movies that Ewan McGregor at the age he is now would be perfect, absolutely perfect. Um, it would show us, the rising empire, kind of like what Rebels is doing a little bit. Which there's a slight hint that that Obi-Wan may be in this current season of Rebels, because you've got Darth Maul in there, kind of looking to get some revenge. So that might be interesting if we get another, or not another, but if we get a Maul Obi-Wan fight on Tatooine, that'd be kind of cool. So Marsh was talking about a 10-year-old Naboo starfighter Lego. Where do you find Legos? Where do you find Legos like that? What do you think about Maul still alive? Well, I really liked Darth Maul's, because Darth Maul, I mean, he was a cool character that we knew almost nothing about, right? He just he showed up in Phantom Menace. He looked like a badass. He fought like a badass, and he went down like a bitch. He just gets cut in half and falls down a pit, like everyone does, um, and it it just kind of disappears, and that was that. But he was such a cool character, and the way that they brought him back in Clone Wars was very kind of out there and a little weird. But the story they chose to tell with that character was really good. I mean, you've got this guy who ends up on this trash planet. I don't remember the name of the planet. I don't know, was it Ord Mantell or no? Not Ord Mantell. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the trash planet. But he's cut in half. But he's there, and he somehow used the Force to cobble together these weird like spider legs to keep him alive. And with the Force, I mean that's Star Wars magic, right? It can do whatever you need it to do. It could be that he's holding his guts in with the Force, and that makes everything okay. It doesn't matter. Like if you try to break it down scientifically, he got cut in half. He's dead, right? But so he's got these crazy mechanical spider leg things, and he's going insane because he's doesn't know what's going on. And then slowly he kind of unravels his past a little bit. About, I mean, you have like his brother kind of Savage Opress, which, come on guys, better name next time. um, he might as well be dead. No dick. Yeah, no dick, no life, right? But I mean, then you have this whole arc where he's just out for revenge, and he's building power, and he goes from the crazy spider legs to the mechanical legs, and now in Rebels he just kind of has normal legs. They look normal, but they still make mention that they're made out of metal. They do a trick where they like magnetize the floor or something somewhere where he is, and so he sticks to the floor and can't move for a second. So they still, I mean, they're still honoring what they did to the character in Clone Wars. I don't know. I like what they've done with the character. I mean, when you rewatch episode 1, which I do not recommend, but when you rewatch it, I mean, he's not much of a character at all. He's got like 2 lines, and he just looks cool and fights awesome. That's all he is as a character. And in Clone Wars, they took him and they gave him a past and they gave him motivation and they gave him, a reason to keep fighting and moving forward. And I think there's a cool scene with him and the Emperor. Yeah. So, and now he's dropped the Darth title. Now he's just calling himself Maul, which I think is pretty cool. And he introduces himself to Ezra as the Old Master, which is cool stuff, dude. Good spoilers for Rebels, by the way, if anyone cares. So yeah, I like what I really like what they've done with the character. I think it works. Who doesn't like Legos? Chrissy's brothers, but he doesn't like Legos. So somebody, the Emperor walks all over him and his brother. Yeah, which really they're not the same caliber as the Emperor. I mean, he's fighting wise and power wise. Maul is powerful, but nothing compared to the Emperor. I mean, he's the Emperor. What are you gonna do? Anyway, that's a lot of Star Wars talk. What else can we talk about? Let me think. Well, more Star Wars stuff. I've been playing a lot of X-Wing miniatures, but that's kind of beside the point, I guess. It's still a fun game. Still awesome. New ships are coming out. The last wave had the ARC 170s, which is a ship from... Oh, what was it from? Revenge of the Sith? I don't know if it was in Attack of the Clones or not. I don't think so. I think it was just in Revenge of the Sith. And then, in the Clone Wars and stuff. I got that ship in there now. Another ship from Rebels that was a Mandalorian ship. A couple of Mandalorian ships. And actually, the main Mandalorian ship is kind of saucer shaped. It's called, the title is Shadow Hunter. It was in a Old Man's War. Oh yeah, we can talk Old Man's War in a second here. I'm like halfway through the second book. Well, we're gonna talk about that on Science Faction this week, so maybe I won't talk about it. But anyways, the ship Shadowcaster. I think it's Shadowcaster. I could look it up. I have the internet right here. I don't have to guess at all. Shadowcast. Ooh, Hearthstone. What? Okay, maybe it's X-Wing. Yeah, Shadowcaster. There we go. It's 2 words. I typed it in as one. The owner of the ship this ship was in Rebels, the second season of Rebels, and the owner of that ship, I forget what her name is, but she was voiced by the actress's name. I don't remember the actress's name. I'll look it up. But she played Zoe in Firefly, which is Captain Mal's right hand gal. I don't know. That sounded wrong. Let's see, Zoe Wash, right? They're married, right? So Washburn, Zoe Aline Washburn. There we go. Gina Torres. Gina Torres did the voice of this Mandalorian, which I thought was pretty cool. She shows up in a few episodes with this Shadowcaster, so I was like, whenever she pops up in sci-fi, it's pretty cool. She actually also just popped up in the last episode of Westworld, which, if you have HBO, anyone out there, if you have HBO and you are not watching Westworld, again, you're fucking up your life. You're not doing it right. That show is amazing. That is true sci-fi. You got robots, you got the Old West, okay. So I don't want to get too deep into Westworld. It's a great show. Everyone needs to watch it immediately. Just go and do that. It's going to be on everyone's lips very, very soon if you haven't heard about it already. He's going to catch. Oh, cool. You have one more episode to watch. Right on, man. So if people just listening, Marsh said he's on the second episode of Westworld, which there are 3 out as of this recording. The third one's like just over an hour. So they're taking their time with these episodes. The first one was 70 something minutes. The second one I think was just under an hour, and this one's just over an hour. So it's solid TV work. But Westerns and sci-fi kind of have this past together. where the two genres kind of mix in a way that at first it doesn't seem like it's going to work, and sometimes it fails, like Cowboys and Aliens. Um, but a lot of times it works, and it works really well. Like Firefly, for example. I was just talking about Zoe. So Firefly, the Fox show from when did that come out? Oh, now I got to figure that one out. Let's see. Click on this. Does it say Firefly TV series 2002 to 2003? Yeah, which you can find on Netflix now. Then they made a movie called Serenity to kind of wrap up the story because it was canceled way too early. So yeah, westerns and sci-fi really do work well together, and I think Westworld is a perfect example of that, where it's ostensibly a western show, but it's a western show built out of robots and AI and all this crazy stuff. And I think that this, along with the forthcoming Dark Tower series, is going to kind of revitalize this whole subgenre. I don't know what to call it. I guess it's sci-fi, but it's like Western sci-fi. I don't know. If you don't know what the Dark Tower is, it's this Stephen King series. It starts off as from the first book is called The Gunslinger. It's about a gunslinger. But you find out very quickly that this world that appears to be like some kind of weird, like a weird Western, which that's another genre, weird Western, where you have just like, I don't know, monsters and Cthulhu-like things and ghosts or whatever, tied into the Old West. That's kind of a weird West kind of deal. It kind of seems like it's going that direction until you find out that maybe they're so far into the future that there was this. Oh, Marsh, you still have to read the Dark Tower books. Get on it immediately, sir. Read those. They're very good. And so you find out that, maybe this world that appears to be, 18 whatever, might actually be, the year 3000 or 4000 or who even knows how long. There's, this magic, in the world that appears to be some kind of technology that people don't know how to, run anymore. So Marsh says if you want Weird West, check out Six Gun Tarot. What is that? I have no idea what that is. Is that a comic book or something? Dark Tower, it's got that same vibe. It turns very sci-fi at one point. It kind of turns back, and there's fantasy aspect. There's everything in that. But they're making a movie. I don't know if they're just calling it the Dark Tower, if they're going to call it Gunslinger, or what they're going to do. But it's got Idris Elba in it as Roland, the main character, and it's got Matthew McConaughey as the Man in Black, which is like this recurring bad guy that always gets away, and turns out he's pulling all kinds of strings. And then the other interesting part of that is Stephen King uses that same character. The Man in Black has several aliases, and let's see. So Marsh says that Six Gun Tarot is an insane roller coaster of a Western story mixed with a twisted story of creation and magic, and he fucking loves it. Okay, but what's the medium? Is it a novel? Is it a comic? Is it a video game? Is it something you made up in your head? What is it? I could Google it, but lazy, I guess. I don't know. I'm drinking my stuff. Novels. Well, who's the author? Pimp them out a little bit. What was I talking about? Oh, Randall. So the Man in Black, also known as Randall Flagg, which, if anyone's ever read The Stand, Randall Flagg was the main villain, bad guy in that one, and the whole RF, Randall Flagg, initials RF. There were other bad guys in other Stephen King books with those same initials, and then he later says, oh, it's the same entity that's kind of hopping around worlds causing mischief wherever he goes, that kind of thing. So if we get Matthew McConaughey in that role, wondrous, beautiful. And also the way that he's described in the books is perfect. Matthew McConaughey, just perfect. I would have cast Matthew McConaughey, I think. And so we know they're making a movie that seems to be based around the Gunslinger. R.S. Belcher says Marsh. So if people like Western story mixed with a twisted story of creation and magic, check out Six Gun Tarot by R.S. Belcher. It appears there are 2 novels out so far. And Marsh, what do you think, Marsh? 5 out of 5? Perfect score out of you? Give me a score. So there's going to be this Dark Tower movie, and there's also, they've announced a TV show. So one of the novels, the 4th novel in the series, is a flashback to the main character, Roland, to his youth. And so apparently there's going to be a TV show based on that, novel flashback. So movie-wise, there are 7 books in total, but we might only get 6 movies if they become popular and they keep making them and whatnot. We could have 6 movies with that one, with that flashback as a TV show that will accompany. And, same characters will show up back and forth. If they do it justice, you'll see, a Matthew McConaughey show up in a TV show, playing that same character or someone similar. So I think that's really cool. They announced something like this a really long time ago. When who was connected to it? It was Ron Howard. Is Ron Howard still? Who's directing this dumb movie? I gotta find out right now. Dark Tower movie, IMDb. All right, let's see what IMDb has to say about Dark Tower. Director is Nikolai Arcel. Screenplay by Kiwi Goldsman. So originally, or a long time ago, it was announced that, like I just said a second ago, Ron Howard was attached to do this, and it was going to be something similar, where it was going to be part TV show, part movie, kind of going back and forth. Because some of these novels are just so long. Like the second novel in the series, called The Drawing of the Three, you could almost break that up into 3 different movies, because there are 3 distinct arcs that happen while Roland, finds people to help him on his journey. And guess what? There's 3 of them. And yeah, each one is enough of a story that it could, it could be its own thing. And I think originally they said we're going to go back and forth, like movie, TV season, movie, TV season, something like that. But it seems like they're not doing that anymore, or maybe something like it. See the rest of this cast. This thing, we've got Matthew McConaughey, we've got Idris Elba. Who's Jake? Tom Taylor is playing Jake, so he's another kind of a main character. Got some random kid there. All right. Other people of note, don't really recognize a lot of these other names. So there's not a lot of main characters in that first book. There's a lot of townspeople. So Marsh says, I would say 4 to 5 to 5 out of 5. I've read a bit of the second, so until I finish it off, I'll give it a 4 to 5. If second finishes strong, it will be a 5 out of 5. So there, strong recommendation from Marsh. So there you go. Okay, so Dark Tower, got it. Done, complete, talked about that. What comes next? Trailer for Assassin's Creed came out. The second trailer for it came out. I don't know about that. Everybody. I was really hoping, like, every time this happens, every time it's like, hey, new movie comes out based on video game, this time it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I really don't. It just looks iffy. The whole thing looks iffy. And I've been a huge fan of Assassin's Creed from the very beginning. I've got, from the first game, Red Dead 2. Yeah, we'll talk about Red Dead. Oh, okay. So I'll talk about Red Dead 2 right now, because a second ago I was saying Westworld, you got new Western stuff mixed with sci-fi. Dark Tower, we got Western and sci-fi also kind of mixed together. There is this video game series, which if anyone's played a video game in the past 10 years, you probably have heard about it. This Red Dead series. So you had Red Dead Revolver, which I believe was on the Xbox, maybe the PS2, I don't know. And then Red Dead Redemption, the sequel, was on the Xbox 360. And that's the one that got extremely popular. And I played some of it. It is a Rockstar game in the same vein as Grand Theft Auto, right? But it's Old West. So instead of cars, you got horses. There's, instead of big city-like environments, you've got small towns sprinkled around this large, kind of deserty type place. A lot of browns. And the story was pretty good. I don't remember a lot of it because I played it when it first came out. oh geez, 5, 6 years ago, something like that. It must have been close to 2010. I don't remember exactly. And so I played. So at the time, I was unemployed, and I was and I was probably I'll get to Marsh's comment in just a second. I was unemployed, and I was part of this thing where you it was like a Netflix for video games. What was it called? GameFly. It was part of GameFly. I don't know if they're still around. They probably are. I don't know. But so I would rent these video games that way. You paid a flat fee every month, and then you could just rent as many. And so I rented that one, played it for like a week, I think, and then sent it back because I believe like there was either another game that I was more excited about that was coming out, or that's when I got a job, and so I stopped. I canceled my GameFly. I was like, I'm not gonna have time to play video games anymore. So I didn't finish it, and I've heard great things about the ending of that game. And there's also a lot of DLC stuff. Not a lot, but there's some deal. It was kind of when downloadable content was kind of first starting. And there's this thing called Undead Nightmare. And so Marsh a second ago said, "Oh shit! Just realized. I wonder if Undead Nightmare is canon with Red Dead 2 LMAO." I don't know what Undead Nightmare is. It looked like a zombie mode, something or other. I mean, if you want to type up a little bit and kind of explain what that was all about, go for it. Because I really don't know. But today, or was it today? Yeah, today, or the past few days, Rockstar has been teasing something. They put up a thing on social media that was just all red with just their logo on it, like on one day. Hey, Criminal Justice Nick is here. What's up, man? And you say Red Dead Redemption was amazing, and let me get to that because I'm playing it again. So they put up a thing that was just all red with the Rockstar's logo, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's another Red Dead. It's got to be." And then they put up another day later, they put up the same like red thing, but the bottom was like a silhouette of a bunch of people. And then today they said, Red Dead Redemption 2, fall 2017. So it's a year away, and that's amazing. So to kind of wrap all that up, I think the Western, kind of this new revitalized version of the West, is kind of coming back around in pop culture. I think we're going to see it more and more. If Dark Tower does well, I think that's going to be. I mean, Westworld is hitting it out of the park as far as I'm concerned. Dark Tower does well, which is supposed to come out next year. That's just going to keep it on going. You will get another season of Westworld, I'm sure, or something similar. I don't know how they're gonna wrap this thing up. I really don't, because they just seem to be piling like mystery upon mystery. They kind of have like flashbacks to Lost, where as you're watching Lost, it's like over and over again. It's like, oh, more stuff. How are they gonna wrap this? Oh, they wrapped up little things, and in the end, it was kind of like, oh, well, they just didn't answer some stuff, and some of it didn't make sense, and it was just kind of a letdown. Not terrible. Some people say, oh, it's terrible, it's awful. It wasn't that bad. It was fine. Anyways, so yeah, Westerns. Nick says Undead Nightmare was a DLC that was like a separate game where you played in an alt-universe version of Red Dead. Oh, there you go. And Marsh says, yeah, I picked it up after the story. The original game turned into a zombie story. I tamed the undead fire horse of war, I think, so I rode around as Ghost Rider. Spoilers, dude. Come on. So today, what I did is I searched through my video game library, grabbed a bunch of games that I know I'm never going to play anymore, and went down to my local GameStop, threw them up on the counter, said, take these. I no longer want them. Give me that Red Dead Redemption. So I purchased Red Dead Redemption today for like $25, $26, something like that, in trade-in credit. And what's great is this is one of those 360 games that works on the Xbox One. So I took that game disc, slammed it in there, and I think what it did is it just downloaded the version of it onto my machine. But anyways, the version I got was the version that has all the DLC on it. So I'm going to eventually get to this this Undead Nightmare stuff. But I wanted to play through the game again. So I sat down and I started playing through it. And, I remembered parts of it. I'm just kind of taking it slow, like kind of living in this world. The graphics do bother me a little bit, but the gameplay is solid. The game mechanics are solid. The story, I'm not that deep into it. I don't really remember the story at all from the first time I played it. Maybe I didn't play it as much as I thought I did. I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting back into it. I was kind of feeling the need for another like open world GTA type game. I almost picked up GTA 5 for the second time on the Xbox One because they had it on sale a couple weeks ago for like 30 something bucks. I almost picked it up, but I didn't. Now I'm kind of glad because now I've got this. CJN says, I doubt it would be considered canon in Red Dead 2, but I wouldn't be surprised if in Red Dead 2 there was an Undead Nightmare 2. You could tame all 4 horses of the apocalypse. More spoilers. He also says it's a long game. I played through it a second time about a year ago. And Marsh says, I went through so much ammo, I kept running out, lol. And there you go. So, yeah, I really do. I think the Old West is coming back again. And, you know, I like when they kind of reinvent it. There's some classic Old West out there. If anyone has not seen Tombstone, drop everything immediately. I don't care if you're breastfeeding. Drop everything and go watch that movie. That is an excellent, excellent movie. Tombstone. I'll be your Huckleberry. What else is good? Is good Old West stuff. Geez, I can't really think of any right now. Nick, really, you've heard of that? Tombstone. Let me get the stats on Tombstone real quick, and just by, I mean, so it came out in 1993, so that was probably 5 years before you were born, Nick. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's a biography of sorts. The shootout at the OK Corral is part of it in a way. But it's about a lot more than that. It stars Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Powers Booth, Michael Biehn, Charlton Heston, Jason Priestley. I mean, come on. You've got, I don't know who that guy is, Stephen Lang, who, if you don't remember who Stephen Lang is, he was the dude with the big scars on his face and was ultimately the bad guy in Avatar. So there you go. Thomas Hayden Church, who, I mean, that's a guy that you know, but you don't recognize his name. And the list just kind of goes on and on. Billy Bob Thornton's in there somewhere. Billy Zane's in there. Yeah, it goes on and on and on. And it's, you know, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday. Who's the other guy? Johnny Ringo. Like, it's, you know, it's part biographical, but it's just a really well done movie. It's just excellent. So get on that. Let's see. Nick says his grandfather was a Western fan. Marsh says he's seen parts of Tombstone. And Nick says 1993 was a year before he was born. You kids, young children. Yeah, holy shit, that cast for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a classic movie. I don't know if it won any awards. I mean, it probably did. Let me see if IMDb gives me awards and stuff. Details, box office, company credits, tech specs, user reviews. What's a user review? Okay, here's a review. This is from an IMDb user named Mrs. Fuzzy. She reviewed this back in 2004. I decided to watch Tombstone as there was nothing else on, and I am so glad I did. Conforming as I do to the stereotypical female who does not like Westerns, it was mainly Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer that drew me in. And ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer are in their prime in this movie. Not knowing much about the OK Corral, I envisioned a long, drawn-out gunfight scene somewhere out in the desert. To discover it happened in the middle of a town was only one of the educational experiences. Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp gives a strong portrayal of a man who didn't want to get involved until circumstances gave him no option. However, the movie does belong to Val Kilmer. He gave a real sense of fatalism to Doc Holliday, wanting to die in a blaze of gunfire rather than fading away from tuberculosis. A great view of the Wild West. So there you go. That's a pretty good review there. I'm trying to find like this. It must have won some kind of awards, but I just don't see where on IMDb it shows that. Watch now, videos, photos, people also liked. Okay, cast, sure, storyline, plot, keyword, title, genres, rating, rated R. There you go. The budget was 25 million, and it grossed 56 million in the U.S. So definitely made some money. All right. Well, that's enough about Tombstone. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Anyways, yeah, Wild West. I will. Okay, so Marsh says I will bet any money that my grandparents have it. I'll probably watch it sometime this week. Dan, none of the streaming sites have it. LMAO. Sites is misspelled, sir. SITES. The type that you spelled is like the seeing type of sites. Just want to let you know. Yeah, I would imagine that this movie is probably not on the streaming sites because it's so popular. Everyone has a version of it. I've got, I think I had it twice on DVD. I had like just a regular old, here's the movie. And then I also bought like the special edition that had a fold out map of the town showing like where the OK Corral was and like all the stuff around it and like the directions of where people ran during the fight and all that kind of stuff. It's a well documented, kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. Outlaw Josie Wales. Oh man. All that Clint Eastwood stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. I like just the genre of the man with no name comes into town and does stuff. I don't know. I like that. I mean, one of the great, westerns was definitely The Road Warrior. So the second Mad Max movie with Mel Gibson, that is definitely in the vein of a western where you've got Max who's out there on the road. He's got his dog, he's got his car, and then he runs into a group of people that need help, and he doesn't want to help them. He just wants to get some gasoline and he wants to get out of there. But they kind of draw him into the trouble that they're having. It's very much in the vein of the Old West where CJN has only seen Fury Road. You disappoint me, CJN. You really, really do. You don't have to watch Mad Max. You should, but you don't have to. Definitely, The Road Warrior is like a must-see. You have to see The Road Warrior. You have to. You just have to. So the Road Warrior it's in that vein of guy comes into a town, kind of just wanting to go on his way, and then the townspeople are in trouble somehow, and they need his help, and they kind of swindle him into helping. They kind of force him to. It's harder to find the older stuff. You have the internet, sir. You can find anything on the internet. Anything. I mean, it's great to find it in a legit manner, but later this year, maybe you could put this on your Christmas list or something. There's going to be a Blu-ray. I think it's called Blood and Chrome. A Blu-ray series that's going to have all of the Mad Max, all 4 Mad Max movies, plus like a bunch of bonus material and stuff. So if you have a Blu-ray player, maybe put that on your Xmas list, and then you'll have all of them, and you'll have no excuses. Also, they're going to have the black and white version of Fury Road with the soundtrack only, something that George Miller put together. I think it's been shown a few places, and people have been yelling about it. But I guess it's it's black and white, but it's color corrected to make sense because you can't just take a regular movie, throw it into black and white and then have fun with it. Things have to be color corrected to kind of make sense. No, don't torrent things. Don't torrent anything ever. And Marsh says, Amazon is a magical place where I find all the old shit. All the old shit's definitely there. Shit, man. If you guys are nearby, it's like, here, borrow my copies. I got copies of all this stuff about the yin yang. Anyways, yeah, Blood and Chrome. It's gonna be a black and white version of, and apparently it still plays extremely well because a lot of the movie is just kind of action, and the dialogue isn't that important to understand what's happening in the movie. It's part of the wonderfulness that is Fury Road. So it's kind of cool that you could just have a black and white version of the same movie and have it still be exciting and impactful and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of looking forward to that as well. Anyways, what's going on with you guys? Marsh, Nick, anything going on? Anything you guys want to chat about? You have any questions? You guys have any questions for me? It's so weird having a podcast where you just, talk and shout all your opinions and whatever you want to talk about, and not get much response. Like a podcast is very much a one-way conversation, especially when you're doing it solo. It's very, very weird. But since you guys are around, do you guys have any questions back? Let me know. I'm just gonna sit here, drink my whiskey a little bit, and you guys let me know. Can we test the call in portion? I don't know what that means. So Marsh said, yeah, can we test the call in portion? Lol. I'm trying to parse out what that means, and I can't quite get it. Oh, you're talking back to Nick about something that the internet dropping out. Is there a call in? You guys want to call in? You guys can call in, sure. Yeah, let me just do something here so that people can't see what I'm about to type. I'll give you guys the thing and you guys can call in. What the heck? So I just sent out, in the chat, which I'm hoping people can't get later. That's fine. I gave him my Skype ID, so either Marsh or Nick can call in. Yeah, Nick, I know you already know the Skype because you've been on the show before. But yeah, check that out. Call in if you want, man. I'll get this chat back up in a second after it scrolls through, because I don't want to just broadcast on YouTube what my Skype name is, because that's messed up. Oh, you have a Chromebook. Nick's got a Chromebook. He's going to try to make it work with Skype. Do you have one of them smartphones with the Skype app? You can try that. I don't know if Chromebook has a thing. Let's figure this out together. How do you Skype on your Chromebook? Text chat, install Skype Android. Ooh, this is complicated. Oh, it's a Linux thing. Uh-oh. Oh, it opens Skype in your browser. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, I have a Chromebook too. Chromebooks are cool. Totally affordable. And I used mine for writing a lot. I would take it to work with me every day, back when I had an office job. And here we go. I've got a contact request. There we go. Yeah, I would use it for writing. I thought that was kind of cool, because you could just type out whatever you want. It always saved. I could go back to my home PC later and check it out. So yeah, it's good stuff. Just typing to Marsh right now. See if he wants to join in. exciting stuff on the podcast tonight. All right, he says, give me 1 second. So I'm just kind of talking to these guys, figuring out how they're going to be ready. All right, guys, I'm going to call both of you. You're not going to hear this till you're already on the show, probably. Because of the delay. Where are you at here? There we go. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Nick, what's up?
What's up? I guess I gotta cut off the YouTube video, otherwise it'll be weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you
I'll just mute YouTube so I can still see the chat window.
There you go. Let me try to get Marsh in here. He says he's ready too.
All right. I tried to use Skype to call my.
Whoa! Everything dropped. Oh, let's get back in here. Getting Nick back. Hello?
I'm back.
Okay. That happened right when I tried to add Marsh, so let's try that one more time.
Group calls should work with mine. I'm not sure.
All right, we'll try it one more time here.
Okay.
Nope, that didn't work. All right, now I'm just calling Marsh to see what happens there.
Well, I got myself in, I think.
There you go. Hello?
Hello!
Hey, what's up? So I'm trying to add you and Nick together, but it's just not working. It fails the call whenever I try. So I've already talked to Nick before. I'm going to talk to you for a while. What's going on, man?
Not much. I just had Chrissy's mother take Jackson out into the hall. It's getting pretty fussy. Staying up way too late.
What time is it over there right now?
11:41.
And how old's your kid?
What?
How old is your kid?
A little over a year.
Yeah, that kid needs to be in bed, man. What the hell?
All right, now I'm getting a call from both of you.
Oh, that's weird. All right, let's see what happens here.
Okay, are we all?
Oh, we're all together now.
Am I in? Sweet, it worked. I just was able to join. Okay.
Nice. All right, we got the whole family together now.
All right, cool.
So, Marsh, is this the first time you've been on a podcast?
Yes, actually, very much so.
I win. Second time.
We're playing for points. But I mean, yes, Nick, we've had you on before, but Marsh, you've been on the podcast. You recorded that awesome ad for us a few weeks back.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I've technically been on for like the past 3 weeks. So 4th time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, now that I have a laptop, I might be able to record something. I just need to figure out how to do that now. I'm used to Microsoft Windows, and Chromebook's much different.
Yeah, Chromebook's a whole nother beast for sure.
I like it so far. It's just running everything through a browser's throwing me off.
Yeah, it takes some adjustment, and you can't think of it as like having different programs and stuff. You have to think of it as web apps, or it's completely different.
Tabs, basically.
Yeah, tabs and stuff. All right, who's touching their mic?
Can you guys still hear me?
That might have been me.
No, Marsh,
Let me make sure that
you're too quiet.
no. My setting could through my headset, so I should be fine in that sense.
Oh yeah, Nick, you're fine. I can't hear Marsh though.
You can't hear me?
I mean,
I can hear him.
I can barely hear you. You went way quiet.
Yeah, his volume did drop a little bit.
I just set my headset down. Chrissy's sitting right next to me.
Hi, Chrissy. Who's Chrissy? That.
Hi.
Hi, you're on a podcast right now. How's it going?
Awesome.
He sounds excited.
Do you listen to the show too? Chrissy, do you listen to the show?
What?
Do you listen to the show?
Sometimes.
Well, give me a.
I started at episode 1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't even think I started that far back.
So
And I
thank
think.
you for archiving all the episodes.
Oh,
Wow, it's impressive.
that's really far back. We are on like almost 160 now.
Yeah, we just posted 155. So, whew. Well, you've got quite the journey ahead of you. It gets better.
Yes.
Hashtag it gets better.
Like 13.
Oh, episode 13.
13.
Remember
Okay.
that thing on Facebook? Because there was that challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! What's that? What did we do way back then? I'm too old. I don't remember. What happened in that episode?
You guys had something on there, like, send a hashtag or something. So she did it, and it, like, popped up in the newsfeed. And I'm like, why'd you do that? It's like, because they told me to. It's like, it's over, 3 years ago?
It was. We haven't talked about something for the past 2 episodes, and you have to figure out what it is.
That's right.
Oh, what was it? I don't remember. I mean, I remember doing that and not talking about something, but what was it?
It was porn.
Oh, porn.
Go figure.
Oh,
Sex.
I had a weirdly long conversation with one of my coworkers about hentai. Like I think it was like a week and a half ago.
Oh no.
Yeah. He was really open about how much hentai she watched.
Well,
It was
okay?
really weird.
Who's got the black lung in the background over there?
Sorry, is that too loud?
That's pretty loud. Yeah.
I'll try and mute myself next time it happens.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's had a lung problem for some time now.
I got sick last week, and the cough just not going away.
Oh,
Well, it
I'm
wasn't
sorry
just
about that.
from before.
Okay. Well, so Nick, hentai. You have a female coworker who was into hentai. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah, she was pretty into talking. Well, it was pretty obvious she was a big anime fan, and I don't know how the conversation hentai got brought up because whether you believe it or not, I have not watched it. I just know that it involves tentacles.
Okay, so when you say it's pretty obvious she's an anime fan, what were the
She
warning
talked about it
signs?
a lot.
Just that she talked about. Was there anything else about her that you could say like, maybe she watches weird cartoons?
Different colored hair.
Her hair was fairly normal. She acted a little bit like my sister, and my sister's a huge anime fan. So I was just like, I'm gonna make an assumption here, and I was right.
Okay, so
Once I brought up like one of the 2 animes that I've seen in my entire life, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I've seen those," and I'm just like, and then she started naming like a dozen others, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
what are the? Stop playing with your mic. Whoever's doing that. What animes have you seen, Nick? What are the 2?
Well, there's probably more than 2 if you count like Dragon Ball Z and Digimon, but I've seen Death Note
Okay.
and this one called Seven Deadly Sins on Netflix.
Okay.
Seven Deadly Sins is amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was
wait for
it
season
was
2.
entertaining. And there's only two I can think of all the top. And my sister made me watch One Punch Man.
I've heard about that.
One
What is
Punch
that
Man's
about?
fun.
Tell me.
So
Educate me about One Punch
makes
Man.
it makes fun of other animes that are like in the shonen genre, which is like the targeting young men, which is like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Digimon, or I don't know if Digimon, but Dragon Ball Z and Naruto fit in the shonen genre where it's like basically good guy versus bad guy. Bad guy stronger. Good guy just like stands there and screams until he gets stronger and then beats bad guy. It
And
makes fun of that because he literally kills anything with one punch. He doesn't have to get stronger. He's already super strong.
it is hilarious.
Is
I
it
was surprised how much I enjoyed it.
meant to be
Majority
funny?
of the time,
I think it was totally meant to be a parody of the of that genre.
Okay.
yeah, for sure. Because
I don't think.
from time to time, what happened was he would come in on like a super powerful monster or a villain that like literally just walked over like 5 of them and just comes in and kills it with one punch, and he's like, whew, good thing that so and so was here to weaken it so I could take it down, and basically like gives them the credit. So
Yeah.
like
He's a nice guy.
he sort of undermines his own public image to like help out the others, because like majority of the time the public would be like, oh, he could kill him in one hit, well, why do we have all these other guys, what good are they doing? And that's
Okay.
why he undermines his own image and boosts the others up higher, and they know it and they're grateful for it. It was a cool show. I watched
Yeah.
some of the scenes, and it's
It's like 12 episodes. It's not super long. I watched it with my sister, and I liked it a lot. And there's gonna be a second season, so I'll probably watch that with her as well.
there's a
When
really funny ranking system where it's like S class is the top of the top and best of the best and whatnot. He got placed in C class, and
Yeah, like they register the superheroes basically.
Oh,
and the
okay.
only reason was because like he couldn't do good on the written portion of it, I think. And so like the guy who wants him to train him got S class, and so he's like, oh, you know, let's see how this goes. An S class hero versus a C class hero and whatnot, and see what happens. Come at me with everything you got. And he sort of just like um, goes into it half cocked and doesn't really take it seriously. And so his student, the S class hero, is like, no, come on, seriously, give me everything you got. And so he finally gets serious and goes in, doesn't even hit the guy, just stops like an inch in front of his face, and you just see like this huge wind pressure go flying past him. And in the end, when he turns around, like there was a mountain behind him. The mountain's gone, and it just shows how crazy strong he is.
So like the guy's dumber than a sack of rocks, though. Like there's no wonder he didn't write the written portion. He's just really nice and really powerful. God. The way people ask him how he got so strong, and it's like he like for like 2 years or something like this. He did like 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and all he did was eat like I don't even remember what he said, but he ate like high protein diet for like 2 years, ran like a mile every day, and supposedly this is what gave him the ability to kill anything in one punch. And that's also why he's bald. The
Yeah,
stress
he
made,
trained so
made,
hard.
made his hair fall out.
So
You need to see his origin story.
so when are you guys going to start your One Punch Man fan podcast?
I
Well,
would say anime podcast, if anything.
So Marsh,
I don't know enough about anime to do that.
Marsh,
I just found out there was an anime podcast that I watched, but like a year ago they shut it down. So
I'm there's got to be more than one out there. There's got to be.
I know IGN has an anime podcast that's relatively popular.
So Marsh, it sounds like you know yourself some anime. So what could you recommend somebody who doesn't know anything about the genre except for there's something called One Punch Man? What else is out
oh
there?
boy,
What about Death Note?
I enjoyed Death Note. I kind of lost interest in it halfway through.
Yeah,
Um,
when
someone
yeah.
important happens and stuff.
Yeah, I
And
know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's around when I stopped. Like I haven't finished it either.
yeah, Chrissy just said one of my all-time favorites, one of her all-time favorites, Cowboy Bebop. And going back to the whole Western idea, that's literally a Western in space. And so it basically follows this crew of um, bounty hunters and whatnot aboard the spaceship Bebop, and it's going how like they're always poor and they gotta take like weird jobs to like keep the ship afloat and to actually buy food. Like one of the episodes is literally how they stashed away a bunch of food, forgot about it, and when they opened it up, it like mutated into some form of alien.
Yeah,
So how?
yeah, I've heard of it. I just thought the name was so
It's
stupid. I was like, I couldn't even bother.
it's really great. There's another episode where they're trying to take down this mushroom dealer, and how they thought, oh, mushrooms, I'm really hungry, I can eat these and stay alive, but they're like hallucinogenic mushrooms, and so they take it and they start tripping out um, throughout the episode, except for one of them that did something to stop it or other. But there's like a scene where one of them standing on like a flight of steps, just moving his feet up and down, like he's climbing the stairway to heaven. Another one's swimming around in the bathroom, thinking that she's drowning and whatnot. It's a fun show. It's really crazy.
Okay, so give it a star rating. What would you give that?
Oh, 5 out of 5
Easy,
for
5
sure.
out of 5. Right on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's easy fives.
Okay,
One
so
that
yeah,
I've been watching,
yeah.
which it's stupid long. It's got like 200 some odd episodes and still going
Wait,
strong.
what show?
Fairy Tale.
My roommate watched that. Like, I think it was sophomore year. He watched pretty much every episode that had been on Netflix up to that point,
Yeah,
and
and
that's all he
unfortunately,
did.
it's the thing. Netflix only has like 48 episodes, but there's another streaming service that you can get. Um, that
Crunchyroll.
yeah, Crunchyroll, that has episodes 1 through 12, and then 49 to like 242 or something like that. And
Oh my god.
I've been watching them there, and that's mainly because Chrissy's sister wanted to watch it, and so she's like, "Oh, Netflix only has 48 episodes. Well, I guess I give up on Fairy Tale." I'm like, "No, wait a minute." So I subscribed to Crunchyroll and just kept watching Fairy Tale. So
Yeah,
we're
my
only on like episode 60, or at least I am.
How long are
my
these
roommate
episodes?
subscribed just to catch up on Fairy Tale, and then he hasn't resubscribed to Crunchyroll in a long time.
How long are these episodes?
Half hour.
Half hour. Okay.
Yeah, usually about 20 minutes when you consider the fact that there were probably commercials when they aired.
Okay.
20ish, 22 minutes or so. It's like
And
a
then not to
normal
mention, you can cut out
30 minute
like 2 to 4 minutes with the intro
opening and closing
credits.
credits.
Yeah. So
Those
yeah,
songs
about
get
20
really dumb after a while. And they sometimes make no sense. I don't know about
sometimes.
Fairy
See,
Tale, but some shows I've seen.
I can tell that you're not really like that much of an anime fan,
No, I'm not a huge fan
be-
of it. I've seen a few of them.
because half the time it's like, oh man, I gotta listen to this song for like the fourth time. It's getting annoying. And then like episode 5 comes on and it's like, no, you know what? I actually enjoy this song. Episode 6, you're singing along. Episode 7, and then it just goes. It just sticks to you. It's
I like it when Netflix is
fun.
smart enough to skip those opening credit stuff because I'm just like, I'm tired of hearing this song for the 10th time.
That's true, but with Netflix, it sucks because they have they're doing the Marvel syndrome where they have and after credit sequences in a majority of their shows, and like gives a little bit of a hint into the deeper story of whatever arc that they've done. But I've only seen that on Netflix originals, so like Seven Deadly Sins and whatnot.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. That's probably because after the credits started, I would just skip to the next episode. But I mean, I don't know. I think I watched that over the summer. Took me like a maybe 2 days because I had like nothing to do for a couple days.
So, Marsh, what's something that you really like anime wise that I've never heard of? Because I have heard of Cowboy Bebop. I have heard, I mean, kind of thrown around the internet or whatnot. Cowboy Bebop, the Death Note, Naruto. I hadn't heard of Fairy Tales or Fairy Tale. But what's something off the beaten path that you could recommend to somebody?
Oh,
My sister was a big fan of one called Black Butler. I've never watched it with her or anything, so I don't know anything about it, but
that,
I think it's
that's
pretty
that's
popular.
not necessarily off the beaten path. If I had to go like way way deep,
Give us that deep cut. What is it?
oof, I would say there's a short 4 episode one, super quick, but like gets really creepy, bizarre, really awkward. It's called Alien 9.
Okay.
It's about how uh, aliens have slowly started invading the Earth, but for whatever reason, they only invade on like junior high school grounds.
Oh no.
And so the thing is, majority of the time, it's like elementary school girls to sign up for it, and it's really weird because a brain parasite takes over one of the girls and like tries killing the other ones, and it was a really trippy thing. I watched it like 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning, couldn't stop watching because like the whole train wreck. It's like, oh man, I
Got
want to
your
look away, but I
Saturday
can't.
morning cartoons there.
Pretty much.
Ha. Okay.
Oh,
Tell
And
let
the
me answer this question for me.
Matt Dixon just
Oh, in the chat. Yeah, he says
posted on chat,
FLCL or Way Up to
which
Beaten
is
Path,
short term
Birdie the
for
Mighty.
Fooly Cooley.
Fooly Cooly.
Uh, that one's great. 6 episodes of pure chaos and mayhem, where robots come out of this kid's head, and he gets a robot friend and tries saving the Earth.
Murder Princess.
And Adult Swim just took over and said, "Oh yeah, no, we're gonna put out season 2 and 3 of this and continue it." So they're adding on 12 episodes of something that hasn't been touched for maybe 10 years, I think.
Now, is that not touched here? Like, do these episodes exist just in Japan and they're going to bring them over,
No,
or these are brand new episodes?
brand new episodes.
Wow. That's kind of
And
cool.
that's really cool that Adult Swim's like, you know what? No, we want to increase this story because it's just insanity, and that's probably one of the funnest 6 episodes I've ever seen. And then Chrissy also reminded me there's another one called Murder Princess. Six episodes. Yeah, it sounds
I think my sister talked about that.
What?
it's like
That sounds
Murder
familiar.
Princess. What is this about? And so what it is, it follows the story of a bounty hunter with two golem companions. One wields a scythe and the other's just huge and beats the crap out of stuff. They're going through this like enchanted forest trying to kill the forest guardian. And what happens is there's a coup on a neighboring kingdom. The princess of that kingdom escapes, runs into the mercenary, accidentally throws both of them over a cliff, and while they're falling, because they're encountering a near-death experience together, they swap bodies. So the mercenary goes into this prime prissy little princess who's could be blown over by a small breeze, and then the princess goes into like this super hard, you know oh, you look at me wrong, I'm gonna cut your face off mercenary. And so it's a story about how the mercenary takes over the princess's role in rebuilding the kingdom and just goes at
goes as the murder princess, basically overnight, where she's like, "No, I'm gonna cut up all the monsters instead of being this twig in a dress."
All right. Look, Marsh, tell me the truth right now. How many times have you jerked off to any of these shows?
He's got a hentai for that. All those tentacles.
Plead the fifth.
Oh no.
Nope. Plead the fifth.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Well,
You can. I got a question though, real quick. Have you seen anime? It's a movie. It's based off a manga series, I think. But it's like they took these fish and they stuck them inside these like spider bodies that were like robots or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
My sister made me watch it. It was like the anime version of Sharknado. I don't know how else to describe it. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But I can't remember what it's called, and I'm too lazy to ask my sister what it is, even though I'm sure she's online right now. So.
Oh wait. Yes. Oh, I
What's it
have
called?
heard of this. Gaio.
That could be
literally translates into fish.
That sounds
Horror-
familiar. Is it like a weird horror thing?
Story revolves around a couple as they fight to survive against a mysterious horde of fish with metal legs powered by an odor known as the death stench.
I'm fairly certain that's it. It was like I watched a trailer for it that my sister showed me. I was like, that looks really interesting and really weird, and I want to see something that's supposed to be kind of scary.
And it's
We
like
started
super
watching
bad.
it, and it was so terrible. The only reason I finished it is because I want to see how this train wreck ends, and it was just awful. I don't even know how to put it. It was bad.
Gaio. I guess it's called Gaio, Tokyo Fish Attack.
I described them as like hot dog spider fish monsters.
oh my goodness.
It's so stupid sometimes. Some of these are just
You get weird stuff in anime.
ugh.
All right,
I
guys.
watched.
All right. I need to cut this off just because I've been going for an hour and a half now, and I'm gonna have to turn this into an episode somehow. So,
all right.
you guys, I mean, if you guys are interested in starting an anime fan cast, you guys know where to look. But
I know nothing about anime.
That's fine.
Other than what little I've said in this.
I'm pretty sure that you've talked about your sister getting you to watch about 20 different shows in the past 5 minutes. So
a few movies and like 2 shows.
Okay, sure.
So
I think
I'll recommend a movie.
Yeah, recommend a movie. Go for it.
As my last thing, it's called Boy and the Beast, or literally anything by Mamoru Hosoda, who's slowly trying to take over the Japanese anime movie market from Studio Ghibli, because his movies are great. I thoroughly enjoy them.
You know, I've been Googling all these names, and this one, the image that pops up for The Boy and the Beast, looks familiar. Like this has been going around recently, yeah.
Yeah, it just released in June.
Oh, okay.
I think. But yeah.
yeah, I saw a picture for that.
I still haven't seen the end of it, and it's driving me nuts. But yeah, no, that was a really great movie. Pretty much how this kid loses his parents, but his dad just like walked away, stuck him with his mother. He got sick of his mother, ran away, and found himself like in this alternate world filled with anthropomorphic animals, and basically befriended this bear, and the bear taught him how to fight with a katana, and then like saves the world from falling into darkness.
Sounds like you're about to fall into some darkness.
Yeah, probably.
All right, guys. I'm gonna have to cut this off right now. Thank you, guys. Thank you, CJN. Thank you, Marsh, for joining the podcast here, for calling in and joining me. Thank you guys so much.
All right,
No problem. Anytime.
All right, guys. I'm gonna gonna shut you off, but I'm gonna finish up the podcast solo. So if you want to go back to YouTube and keep listening, feel free. But once again, thank you guys.
All right.
Thank you for letting us
No
on.
problem.
It's fun.
I enjoyed it.
Fantastic. All right, bye guys. All right, I was just joined by Marsh and CJN, which CJ's been on the show before, and Marsh Nero has been joining us on Periscope and the YouTube comment section as of late. Two great guys who absolutely love anime. Apparently, had no idea that was going to happen. But like I said a few minutes ago, I've been going for about an hour and a half now. I was just going to hop on here and just kind of, blubber on by myself for a while, but it kind of turned into a nice little episode. So I think that was episode 156 of the Pure BS podcast. So, thank you guys for joining, and whoever else is listening, thank you as well. I think my mother-in-law might still be watching, so there's lots of really good books out there, Maureen, that you could read. Listening to this, I don't know if that's good for anybody's health. But anyways, thanks Matt for joining as well. Matt Dixon, who we talk about from time to time as somebody who never listens, looks like he is. Thank you for joining, sir, and for giving us those couple of anime suggestions there. That was fantastic. And just to remind everybody, we are trying to stream every Tuesday at 7:30. We've got our YouTube set up with little reminders and stuff about that. So hopefully that'll pop off and keep everybody apprised of the situation. You can always go to the BS Podcast Network website, bspodcastnetwork.com, and check us out there, or purebspodcast.com, where we upload new episodes daily. So check out our YouTube. Once again, youtube.com/c/purebspodcast. That's our official YouTube thing now. I've seen people without the /c in there. I'm not sure how that happens. Maybe we just need to get more popular. No idea. But anyways, if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at SteveZero. Good luck with that. You can go to my website, StephenDominguez.com. Read some of my writing shenanigans there. You can hear me on the Science Faction podcast I do with my lawyer. No, not my lawyer boyfriend. My side bitch, Devin Kraft. We talk about science and science fiction every week. Last week we didn't have an episode. Last week we didn't record an episode, but we're definitely doing one this week. So by the time people are hearing this, it's already come out, so that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, new podcast coming very soon from Science Faction, Science for half the show, Science Fiction for the other half, and that's it. Thanks for joining, everybody. No weird ad breaks because I don't have a soundboard, and also no outro music. I'll have to put that in later. So, good night.